You know exactly what you need to do. So why can't you make yourself start? 5 things are waiting for you right now. An email you need to send. A deadline that's getting closer. A phone call you've already put off twice. Maybe even something as simple as getting dressed. You know what needs to happen. You want to do it. And yet you're sitting on the edge of your bed. You're scrolling your phone. You're watching the clock move. And you're thinking, why can't I just get up? A recent survey of adults with ADHD found that nearly 3 out of 4 struggled with starting tasks. Not finishing them, but starting them. So if this sounds familiar, you're not the only one stuck at the starting line. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why starting can feel so hard. You'll also have 3 ways to make that first step easier. From the outside, this can look like laziness. Like you don't care. Like you're just not disciplined enough. And after enough days like this, you can start believing it yourself. Maybe you've called yourself lazy. Maybe you've told yourself, tomorrow I'll finally get my life together. But tomorrow comes, and the same thing happens again. So you feel guilty. That guilt makes the task feel even heavier. Eventually, the problem isn't just the unfinished task. It's how you feel about yourself for not doing it. But having trouble starting doesn't mean you don't care. For adults with ADHD, differences in executive function can affect planning, prioritizing, and organizing. And there's another piece that doesn't get talked about enough. Task initiation. Simply getting started. When overwhelm, boredom, or shame gets added on top, starting can become even harder. So let's look at what's actually happening in that moment. And then we'll look at 3 ways to make the first step easier. Here's the first trap. The task isn't really one task. Take something simple like clean the kitchen. Sounds like one thing, right? But your brain may experience it as 20 different decisions. Where do I start? What comes first? How long is this going to take? Should I do everything? Or just the dishes? What about the trash? What if I start and then get distracted? From the outside, someone just looks stuck. But inside, there's a whole web of decisions happening. So the problem isn't always, I don't want to do this. Sometimes it's, I don't know how to enter this task. The task might not actually be too big. It's everything your brain has to figure out before the task can even begin. Now here's the second trap. And this is the part that confuses people most. Even the person experiencing it. How can you spend 2 hours completely absorbed in something you're interested in and still struggle to send a 5-minute email? That contradiction can feel impossible to explain. But ADHD isn't simply about having too little dopamine. The reality is more complicated than that. Differences in motivation and reward processing can make boring, repetitive, or emotionally uncomfortable tasks much harder to start, even when the task itself is objectively easy. From the outside, it can look like, I refuse to do it. From the inside, it can feel more like, I cannot get myself into motion. And then there's one more trap. The one that can turn a 5-minute task into a 5-hour emotional battle. The shame loop. You don't start. So you feel guilty. Because you feel guilty, the task feels heavier. Because it feels heavier, you avoid it again. And now you're not just avoiding an email. You're avoiding the feeling of being someone who hasn't sent it. Something small becomes evidence. Evidence that you're unreliable. Evidence that you're lazy. Evidence that everyone else handles life better than you do. And now you're trying to finish a simple task while carrying the weight of everything you've ever believed about yourself. That's the shame loop. Let's break it. First, drop the bar. When you're already overwhelmed, don't ask your brain for the complete solution. Make the task ridiculously small. Don't say, write the email. Say, open the email. When you're stuck, finishing isn't the first problem. Starting is. Your goal isn't to finish everything. It's simply to cross the starting line. But what if you've made the task tiny and you're still sitting there? Then the problem may not be the size of the task anymore. It may be the transition. We often expect ourselves to go from resting to full productivity in about 1 second. But changing states can be genuinely hard for many ADHD brains. So don't tell yourself, get up and finish the work. Give yourself a runway. For 5 minutes, your only job is to get ready. Put on your shoes. Walk to the desk. Sit down. Open the laptop. Put the document in front of you. That's it. You don't have to finish anything yet. You're not going straight from resting to working. You're moving from I'm resting to I'm ready. That's the whole step. And there's one more thing to remove. Because even after you started, your brain can still get overwhelmed by everything else waiting for you. So hide the rest of the world. 10 things on your desk, put 9 away. 12 tabs open, close 11. 20 things on your list, look at 1. Not because the other 19 don't matter. They do. They just don't need your attention right now. Your brain doesn't need to solve tomorrow, while it's trying to solve the next 5 minutes. 1 target, 1 task, 1 next step. So the next time you're sitting on the edge of your bed, staring at something you genuinely want to do, try not to ask, what's wrong with me? Ask something different. What's making the first step feel hard right now? Is the task too big? Make it smaller. Are you stuck between rest and action? Build a transition. Is everything competing for your attention? Hide the rest. And don't pile shame onto an already difficult moment. Shame doesn't make starting easier. It just makes the weight heavier. You don't need to become a different person. You may just need a different way of starting. Maybe you've spent years thinking you were lazy. Maybe you've spent years trying to force yourself to work the way everyone else seems to. Maybe the question has always been, how do I make myself work like everyone else? But understanding yourself changes that question. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? You can start asking, what does my brain actually need? Being different doesn't mean being difficult. It means learning how to work with yourself instead of spending your life fighting yourself. Think about the 3 traps we talked about. The task feels too big. The task has no immediate pull. Or you've gotten caught in the shame loop. Which one felt most familiar to you? Tell me in the comments. I always read them, and they help me understand what to cover next. And if you spent years wondering why ordinary things seem harder for your brain than they do for everyone else, subscribe to Different, Not Difficult. Here, we go beyond surface-level tips. We look at the psychology underneath ADHD, the struggles people don't always see, and the things you may have spent years blaming yourself for. Because sometimes, the first step isn't changing yourself, it's finally understanding yourself.